Good morning, my dear children. This is P. Vasantakumar, social teacher from DAV High School, SDSTPS, AP Genco, Naltur. Welcome to the chapter, The Natural Realms of the Earth. Learning objectives. By the end of the chapter, you will be able to explain the 4 different names of the Earth, describe about the jigsaw puzzle and the moving plates. Before we are entering into the chapter, we have to know the introduction of the chapter. We know that the word realms means areas which have some common features. In the earlier classes, we have studied the basics of 4 natural realms of the earth, that is, lithosphere, biosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere in brief. Do you know some basic information according to this lesson? They are how biosphere is formed, how the various landforms are formed, what are the internal and external features of the land, how the air and water transform the surface of the earth. Let us find out the answers to the questions. Let us look at some of the broad features of the 4 natural realms of the earth in brief and study about the lithosphere in details. Let us first have a brief introduction of lithosphere. The lithosphere, derived from Greek words litho, stone, and spira, sphere, is the hard shell of the earth consisting of the crust and the topmost part of the upper mantle with an average thickness of 100 kilometers. Further, crust is divided into oceanic crust and continental crust, which includes mountains, plateaus, low plains, deep valleys, and oceans. Many of these features are shaped by wind and water. It contains the minerals, rocks, and soils that humans use for building materials, making metals, and for agriculture. It supports all the life forms on the earth. It is a rich source of minerals. These minerals help in making many useful products. It is a major source of fuels such as coal, petrol, etc. Let us look at hydrosphere. The hydrosphere, derived from Greek words hydra, water, and spira, sphere, contains all the solid, liquid, and gaseous water of the planet. It ranges from 10 to 20 kilometers in thickness. It includes the oceans, seas, lakes, ponds, rivers, and streams. The hydrosphere covers about 70% of the surface of the earth and is the home for aquatic life. There are some water resources found deep in the earth in the gaps between rocks, groundwater, or mineral water. Now look at the atmosphere. Atmosphere, derived from Greek words atmos, vapor, and spira, sphere, is a layer of gases surrounding our planet with oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, etc., and also dust particles. Layers of the Earth's atmosphere are divided and subdivided by variations in height, pressure, temperature, electrical properties, and lapse rate. The atmospheric layers include the troposphere, 0 to 18 kilometers, stratosphere, 18 to 50 kilometers, mesosphere, 50 to 90 kilometers, thermosphere, 90 to 300 kilometers. Now let us look at biosphere. Biosphere, derived from Greek words bio, life, and sphere is composed of all living things on the earth and the physical environment that supports them. As you may have noted above, life needs the presence of all the three realms: atmosphere, air; hydrosphere, water; lithosphere, rock and sediments. Now you can realize that these realms are very deeply interrelated and influence each other. We will study about the first realm, lithosphere, in greater detail. Landforms are natural features of the landscape, natural physical features of the Earth's surface. For example, plateaus, mountains, plains, hills, loess, and glaciers, etc. The crust of the Earth is uneven, consisting oceans and continents. The oceans and continents are called first-order landforms. Mountains, plains, and plateaus, which were formed by internal movements of the earth, are called as second-order landforms. Now we are going to learn the jigsaw puzzle and the moving plates. While looking at the world map, have you ever noticed that the continents look like pieces of puzzle? If they are moved closer together across the Atlantic Ocean, they would fit neatly to form a giant landmass. Scientists proposed that in the beginning, all the continents were held together, but later they broke up and gradually drifted just like pieces of a large jigsaw puzzle and came to their present places. Geologists have concluded that all the continents and oceans are actually located on massive surface of rocks called plates. There are 6 major plates and many minor plates on the earth. The 6 major plates are African, North American, South American, Indo-Australian, Antarctic, Eurasian, and Pacific plates. Minor plates are Nazca and Arabian plates. These plates float on mantle. Earth movement, that is, forces operating inside the Earth's crust, cause these plates to move away from each other or move towards each other. Plate tectonics is the theory which explains how the pieces of Earth's surface, that is, the plates, move. This theory states that the Earth's crust is broken into several pieces called plates that move over a layer of hot magma, the molten rock, in the mantle layer of the Earth. The word tectonic is derived from the Greek word tecton, which means builder, which in turn was derived from Sanskrit word taxan, which also means builder. As the plates move and push each other, a lot of pressure is exerted, leading to many changes. Due to the huge pressure, one plate gets under into the mantle, whereas the other plate gets pushed up, causing formation of chain of mountains. These movements also cause volcanic eruption and earthquakes. But do you know why these plates are pushed? What is the reason? Let us know the reasons for movement of the plates in detail, looking at the theory called sea floor spreading. Geologists found that there are mid-ocean ranges or ridges under the oceans like Pacific Ocean. These ocean ridges are a result of lava erupting from the mantle. These eruptions on the ocean ridges develop new ocean floor that is made up of basalt rocks. Later, the ocean floor spreads laterally from the ridge. This is the reason the mid-ocean ranges contain the newest crust formed on the planet. This newest crust is then slowly pulled away from the ridge and thus the ocean basin gets widened. This results in the process of seafloor spreading. Now let us look at the action which take place at the margins of the plates. Just like the formation of seafloor spreading along the mid-ocean ridges, the incoming plate goes under the static plate at the margins of the plates where they meet. Finally, the incoming plate goes into the mantle of the earth and becomes molten due to heat. Further, the rest of the plate is also pulled with it. In this process, it also pulls the newly formed seafloor near the ocean ridges. For example, the formation of Himalayan mountain is due to the process of the Indian plate pushing into the Eurasian plate. Next session, we will discuss second part in this chapter. Thank you.